as we all know, it is actually Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who is responsible whether a male or female child is born. And if you read the Quran, as well as science, it tells us it is the male through which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decides. It is the male who is responsible for the physical sex of the child. So if the mother-in-law wants to blame anyone, she should not blame the daughter-in-law, she should blame the son. Because it is the male who is responsible for the physical sex of the child and not the female. And Islam, male and female, both have equal status. It is for reasons unknown, or best known to these people, that why did they prefer a female instead of a male. Furthermore, the Quran says, in Surah Al-Zumar, chapter number 39, verse number 6, that we have created the human being in the womb of the mother, in stages, one after the other, in 3 ways of darkness. Prophet Zakir said that this, what is mentioned in the Quran, these 3 ways of darkness refers to the anti-abdominal wall, it refers to the uterine wall, and the amniochorionic membrane. So these 3 ways of darkness mentioned in the Quran refers to the anti-abdominal wall, the uterine wall, and the amniochorionic membrane. Imagine, the Quran speaks about these aspects 400 years ago. Furthermore, the glorious Quran describes the various embryological stages in great detail. The Quran mentions in Surah Mu'minun, chapter number 23, verse number 12 to 14, that we have created the human being from a quintessence of clay, from a minute quantity of clay, then made it into an alaka, created from a minute quantity of liquid, and then made it into an alaka, that is a leech-like substance. Then made the alaka into a muzga, that is a tube-like lump. Then made the muzga into an isama, that is bones. And then clothed the bones with lahan, that is flesh. Glory be to Allah, who is the best of creators. These 3 verses of the glorious Quran, from Surah Mu'minun, chapter number 23, verse number 12 to 14, speak about the various embryological stages in great detail. It says that we have created the human being from a minute quantity of liquid, which was discussed by me earlier. Then it says, we have made it into an alaka. An alaka in Arabic means something which clings, a leech-like substance. And the third meaning is that a congealed sort of blood. Scientifically today we know that the fetus clings to the uterine wall. So the first meaning, that something which clings, is medically and scientifically exactly perfect. The second meaning, that a leech-like substance, which I told earlier, today science has established that in the initial stages, the embryo does look like a leech. And the third meaning, a congealed sort of blood. Today science tells us that the blood does not circulate in the fetus in the first few weeks. And it will get clotted in the vessel. So it has an appearance. Besides looking like a leech, it also appears like a congealed clot of blood. And besides looking like a leech, it also functions like a leech, because the fetus derives the blood supply from the mother through the placenta. So it behaves like a leech. So alhamdulillah, all 3 meanings of alaka is scientifically proved to be correct. And Prophet Zakir, whatever additional information he got, he incorporated in his book. He wrote a book by the name The Developing Human, which all those in the medical field, we are aware, that it is the book which is referred in the first year of MBBS. I have passed my MBBS in 1990, and I remember in the 3rd year, when I passed, when I was in the first year in 1986-87, when I was first year of medical college, those people, those of us who wanted to score in the field of embryology, in the subject of embryology, we used to refer to this book, The Developing Human by Prophet Zakir. If you wanted to just pass, then we used to refer to the book by Indra Singh. And I'm sure that even today, this book, The Developing Human, is referred in the subject of embryology. And Prophet Zakir, in the year 1992, got an award for the best medical book written by any one single author. And in this 3rd edition, he has mentioned in the preface that the Quran contains many facts about embryology which have come to Sunnah from Makkah some 15 years ago. And he, in collaboration with other scientists, he also met Professor Keith Moore, and they added approximately 72 pages in the third edition of Developing Human Being by Professor Keith Moore. And they showed what was mentioned in the Quran, what science has come to recently was already mentioned in the Quran and the Hadith 400 years ago. Approximately 72 pages have been added. And it's a special edition called The Developing Human with Islamic Edition. And Professor Keith Moore, as I mentioned earlier, he had no hesitation in accepting that the glorious Quran is a revelation from Almighty God, and Prophet Muhammad is the prophet of this God. Furthermore, if we analyze the various different stages of embryology, previously, in the 17th century, the scientists, they thought that the human being was present in the sperm. And the head of the sperm, it contained the human being in a miniature form. And this later on grew in the womb of the mother, in the uterus. Later on, when scientists such as Zakir and others, when they came to know that the size of the ovum was bigger than the spermatozoa, the theory changed. And the new theory was that the ovum, it contained the miniature human being. Later on, in the 18th century, when Moffat, the scientists, they propounded the new fact that both were responsible. The male and the female fluid was responsible for the birth of the human child. It was known as the biparental theory, which is what is true. This is what the Quran says. A minute quantity of mingled fluid. And furthermore, the Quran says that we made the alaka into a mudga. A mudga in Arabic means a tube-like lump, something which has teeth marks. It also means something which is tacky. So Professor Keith Moore, he took the teeth and he made it into an appearance of a leaf-like substance, the early stages of embryo, and he bit it between his teeth to make it look like a mudga, a tube-like lump. And when he saw it, the teeth marks, they resemble the somites from where we have the nervous system. Furthermore, the Quran says, we changed the mudga into izama, that is bones. Then we clothed the bones with the lion, that is flesh. And glory be to Allah, who is the best to create, and He altogether created a new creature. This science tells us that up to this stage, the development of the human being resembles the development of the other animals, including fish, rabbits, etc. It is after this stage that the Quran says, then we made into an altogether new creature, where we find the particular parts of the head and the limbs appear. So the Quran says, glory be to Allah, who is the best to create. These stages that are mentioned in the Quran, according to Prophet Zakir Naik, he said that the stages described in the Quran are far superior as compared to what modern embryology describes today. Because in modern embryology, the stages are described as stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, which is difficult to decipher. But the Quran describes the stages based on the formation, based on the appearance, which is far more easier to decipher and follow. So Professor Keith Moore says that the embryological stages described in the Quran are far superior. Further it's mentioned in Surah Hajj, chapter number 22, verse number 5, that we have created this human being from a minute quantity of liquid, then made it into an alaka, then made it into a lump, partly formed and partly unformed. What does the Quran mean by saying partly unformed and partly formed? When Professor Marshall Johnson, who is the head of the Department of Anatomy in Sir Daniel Institute in Thomas Jefferson in Philadelphia, USA, he was showed the translation of this verse and was asked to comment on it. Professor Marshall Johnson said, at this stage, some organs are formed, some organs are not formed. So if we say it's a complete creation, then it's not true. If we say it's an incomplete creation, yet it's not true. Some cells are differentiated, some are undifferentiated. So the description of the Quran that partly formed, partly unformed, partly differentiated, partly undifferentiated is exactly matching with modern embryology. And there is no better way of description than as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes in the Quran in Surah Hajj, chapter number 22, verse number 5. Furthermore, the Holy Quran says in Surah Qiyamah, chapter number 75, verse number 3 to 4, that when the unbelievers say that after we have died, human beings, and after they have been buried in the ground, and after the bones have been disintegrated, how will Almighty God be able to reassemble the bones on the day of judgment? So Allah replies that we can not only reassemble the bones, we can even reconstruct in perfect order the very tips of the finger. What does the Quran mean by saying we can not only reassemble the bones, we can even reconstruct in perfect order the very tips of the finger? It was in 1880 that Sir Francis Crick, he described the fingerprinting method, and he said that no two fingerprints, even in a million people, are identical. And today, the police throughout the world, whether it be CIA, FBI, CID, they use the fingerprinting method to identify the criminal. Imagine, the Quran speaks about the fingerprinting method 1400 years ago, which has come to recently. The Quran says we can not only reconstruct the bones, we can even reconstruct in perfect order the very tips of the fingers. I'd like to give one more last example in the field of medical science before we throw the floor open for the question and answer session, since I've got limited time of 35 minutes. I would like to give the example of Professor Tarot Bashan. Professor Tarot Bashan is, or was rather, the dean of the medical college in Chiang Mai University in Thailand, and he spent a great deal of time in doing research on pain receptors. Previously, the medical doctors, they thought that only the brain was responsible for the feeling of pain. Later on, we came to know that there are some receptors in the skin known as pain receptors, which are also responsible for the feeling of pain. That's the reason whenever a patient of burn injury comes to a doctor, he takes a pin and he pricks it in the area of burn. If the patient feels pain, the doctor is happy. If there is a superficial burn, the pain receptors are intact. But if the patient does not feel pain, the doctor is sad. It is a deep burn. The pain receptors have been destroyed. The Quran says in Surah Nisa, chapter number 4, verse 42, that as to those who reject our signs, we shall cast them into the hellfire. And as often as the skins are roasted, we shall give them fresh skin so that they shall feel the pain. The Quran says, as often as the skins are roasted, we shall give them fresh skin so that they shall feel the pain, indicating there is something in the skin which is responsible for the feeling of pain. When the translation of this verse of the Quran was presented to Prophet Bashan, after reading the translation, he could not believe. He said, it is not possible. How could an ancient book, which came into existence 400 years ago, contain such facts of medical science which have come to recently? He could not believe it. Later on, after verifying the translation with other scientists, as well as Dr. Keith Moore, he was so impressed with the information given in the Quran that in the 8th Medical Science Conference, which was held in Riyadh, in the conference itself, he said the Shahada and said, La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah, there is no God but Allah, and Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the messenger of Allah. Wa akhir da'wana, alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Now, inshallah, we can have the open question and session. So, in one time, then they're most welcome to us.
You have stated that there are so many scientific truths which are also truthful by the Holy Quran. But again, there are so many scientific untruths which are against the Holy Quran, but which are propagated in the West. although the methods and institution of science do not compel us to accept a materialistic explanation of the world, but the materials previously of the secular society does not allow any other worldview at all. An example is the Darwinian theory of evolution is long dead, but yet our school textbooks keep talking of human beings as Homo sapiens. How do you suggest we counter this unscientific spread?
Well, that's a very important question. That there are many scientific facts which are mentioned in the Quran, but there are many scientific untruths which is against the Quran. How do we apply? One of the examples we gave about the Darwin theory. Therefore, whether if you heard my talk specifically, I mentioned in the beginning of my talk, I will be speaking about medical scientific facts which have been established. I will not be speaking about hypotheses and theories which all of us know many a time they take U-turn. Therefore, as a Muslim, when we try and compare Quran and science, we have to be careful. We should only speak about scientific facts and not about theories and established. We should not speak about theories and hypotheses. For example, it's a scientific fact that the heart pumps blood. However much science expands, whatever new researches we do in the field of heart or medical science, that fact will remain the same. Heart will get pumped blood. We may come to know more factors and functions of the heart, but the fact that the heart pumps blood will remain the same. So this is a scientific fact. So if we compare scientific facts with the Quran, there's no problem. But unfortunately, there are some Muslims who take a hypothesis and try to prove it that what the Quran is totally wrong. And many Muslims falter when they try and compare science and the Quran. Therefore, I mentioned very specifically that I will only be speaking about scientific facts, not about hypotheses and theories. So this is my suggestion to the Muslim brothers, that when they're comparing science with Quran, please be careful and see to it that you only compare scientific facts which are established, not hypotheses and theories. One such example was presented by the brother, that how do we reply to Darwin's theory? Not a question itself answers your question. How do you reply to Darwin's theory? It's a theory again. As I told you, that theory many times takes U-turn. And the name itself suggests about the theory of evolution, Darwin's theory. I have not read any book which speaks about the fact of evolution. All the books speak about theory of evolution. And Darwin writes in his book, The Origin of Species. He writes that he was traveling on a ship by the name of Benjamin Beagle. He travels to an island by the name of Callitrophus. And there he sees that there are some birds who peck at niches, at holes. And depending upon the holes, the niches they peck, the beak became short and long. Based on this observation, he propounded his theory of natural selection. But he wrote to his friend, Thomas Thompson,